What's going on, Aquarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of December 25th through the 31st, 2023, so the last week of the year. So in this reading, Aquarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding the upcoming week and so much more. But before we begin this reading, Aquarius, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you, Aquarius, in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Aquarius. And one more announcement is that personal readings are now open, both astrology readings, which is a new feature, and also getting a tarot reading with me or a mix of both. All the options are going to be in the description box below. I look forward to working with you. So let's go ahead and pull the energy and see what is coming your way for the last week of December, Aquarius. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Aquarius. Let's see what we got going on here for you, Aquarius. Okay, really interesting stuff that you got going on here, Aquarius. You know, for many of you, this could be perceived as a bit of a mundane week. You know, not much going on that's like going to really blow you out of the water in terms of the external world and, you know, manifesting something new. But there are a lot of changes coming your way, especially in love. I really feel like there's a new solid love connection coming in for you that most of you do not see coming. Most of you as well. It's interesting. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of, the energy that spirit wants you to embody for your own highest good for the upcoming week. And the first one is the South Node of the Moon, K2. The South Node represents old karma here in astrology. And the South Node is typically related with the past. And in astrology, it talks about your past life skill. And for many of you here, there's something to do with the past that needs to be resolved here, going into your past potentially. Now, for many of you, what I sense is that now that I look at the spread based on this, is a past life relationship is coming in pretty quickly for you and you don't see it coming. For many of you, it's like you're just going about your life, and some new past life relationship is definitely going to come in. And I just got a confirmation from Spirit as I said that. So definitely in early 2024, this week, it seems like you could be building up for that. But look at your, you know, this is about karma as well. You know, Spirit wants you to maybe take a moment and see, like, what is the energy that you've been putting out in the past, you know, not related to past life, but just your past, you know. And I feel like this is a time for you to break through karmic cycles for sure. Okay, so the South Node of the Moon, I just feel like there is a fated past life relationship coming in for you. But also, you know, if you've never looked at your astrology chart and you've never looked at the South Node placement, you're really at a disadvantage, Aquarius, because your South Node tells you like where your soul's been, what has your soul already mastered. And if you're not capitalizing on what you've already mastered in this life, I mean, you could be living much more of a rich quality life if you sink into your skills. So here's the thing though, the thing about the South Node is that it generally doesn't bring you much expansion in this life, and it's really old, and it's something from the past that needs to be expanded upon. The whole reason for but for you to incarnate into this incarnation, Aquarius, is to use the skill of your past life to explore and to grow. So for many of you, I want you to look at, the things that come easy to you, you may be falling back on. The things that come easy to you, you may be, staying with instead of growing and pushing for something new, a new skill, or, instead of doubling down on your strengths. I feel that. So let's continue. You also have the 9th house, learning and faith. So this is like the Sagittarius house. There is something coming through about higher learning and really developing your own philosophy is coming through at this time, Aquarius. The 9th house, there could be something about you, teaching spiritual knowledge and being received well as a spiritual leader. The 9th house is the house of spiritual leaders. So if you look at like Deepak Chopra's house, Deepak Chopra, one of the most well-known spiritual people, his 9th house is just popping. It makes sense. So it's something to do with the 9th house. If you're into astrology, look at the planets that you have in the 9th house. They may be becoming activated or needed to look at. Many of you as well, there is something about a past life skill of philosophy, a past life skill of teaching, if that resonates with you. Some of you are going to need to move on from it, actually, but some of you will need to incorporate it based on your own intuition that's coming through. The 9th house. And, the 9th house also has to do with long distance travel. And it also has to do with, expansion, anything to do with Jupiter. So I do feel like there's an expansion out of the past is what you need more of, right? So this could look like you traveling if you want to. I do feel like there could be a long distance relationship coming in for you. Not going to go much further. Okay, wow. Yeah. So the next energy you need more of is Saturn. And Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. It was ruled by the modern ruler is Uranus, the planet, but it's also co-ruled by Saturn, which has to do with discipline, limitation, and restriction when young, but a lot of order, structure, boundary. It could be something to do with your own limitations, you looking at that, or getting more orderly here, Aquarius. Now, there is something here, whenever you see Saturn, whenever I'm like looking at a birth chart, or if I look at a placement with Saturn, and I also look at the South Node, they definitely both have to do with the past. So it seems to me like in order to properly learn and develop your own philosophy and expand in the proper way, there is something about you looking and dealing with the past before we move forward, Aquarius. So dealing with instead of, because here's the thing, sometimes Aquarius can be so future thinking, so obsessed with the future, you're like, I don't care about the past, I don't care about what happened then, I just want to be, what's going forward. But the past creates the future. So I feel like there's something you need to we're going to, clarify it more and more, Aquarius, but I do feel for some of you, there's like a serious past life relationship coming in very quickly. Serious. And I do think it's going to make you very happy, but I do think it will be maybe not as fun. It's almost like I get a relationship coming in for you in what you don't see coming. Maybe you just start talking to this person. Maybe it pops off for some of you in this week. It's a relationship that makes you grow up, or it's a relationship that you may have like not a lot of fun in, but a lot of serious like improvement in. So some of you, it's very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Your opportunity for this upcoming week is the Devil. Okay, the Devil has to do with toxicity. Okay, it has to do with potential addictions. It has to do with, it's almost kind of like a Saturn energy. I mean, in tarot, the Devil represents Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn as well as Aquarius. So, there is something to do with Saturn energy, limitation, restriction, coming in, bonding. And your opportunity is to realize that you're not as stuck as you think you are. And if you can get one thing out of the message, whatever you're struggling, especially it's in love, you're not going to be struggling in love soon. But here's the thing, Aquarius, the Eight of Swords is in your overall general energy, and the swords are pointed down. This is a card of being stuck, but it's in your own making. This person can easily take the blindfold and the ropes off. They're not really tied that tightly. And with the Devil being your opportunity, is that some sort of limitation, lack, toxicity, you really have an opportunity to break through it. And I feel like for most of you, there's going to be a relationship that's going to come in. I'm not going to say it's going to knock your socks off. I'm not going to say it's going to be the most fun, but there seems to be there could even be a relationship that still needs addressing from past lives. And this is where I lose some of you, but I have to get what I get. I feel that and I'm getting chills as I'm saying this. I feel for you, most of you, there's a relationship coming in. Could be with an air sign, doesn't have to be. That you're going to clear past karma with this person. And this is something that you maybe can avoid. Because as a spiritual practitioner, as a practitioner of Christ consciousness myself, I absolutely and utterly believe in free will, right? But there is to be something said about fate and karmic relationships and a certain amount of time that you may need to spend around someone due to things that still need to be cleared in this life. Or if you don't believe in past lives, then maybe just look at it as if this is someone coming in to help you clear your past in this life. But I'm telling you, it probably could be both. But yes, very interesting. Like I get like faded energy, but okay, I'm sorry. This is what I was trying to tell you. The energy of the person that's coming in, they are going to bring stability to your life, but there's something about both of you overcoming something together. It's the idea of that some people may be more attracted to someone if they meet when they're both broke, if they meet when they both have not achieved their dreams. Because if you come up together, that's a whole different type of love than one of you ladies sliding in my DMs as the autistic mystic when I'm already like a great tarot reader. Where were you when all the dogs needed help? Kentucky Fried Chicken, man, it ain't gonna pay itself. No, I went vegan for 2 years before I started this. Don't you know the sacrifices that go into this? Probably, because you're Aquarius, you probably understand that. I don't even know, but it's not about what I'm saying, it's about the energy that I'm giving. Isn't that what it's mostly about? So, feel that good energy. But, so the energy is like this. There's a new love coming into your life. It may make you feel like this though, like, oh boy, we're gonna do this again, and it will probably be undeniable. You're gonna know who this person is. Probably most of you probably already know who this person is, but something's developing. But there is this idea of whoever's coming in for you in love. It's not gonna be all love. It's not gonna be all lollipops and rainbows. I mean, there could be great sex, but I don't know. And so they're also. Someone could come in to help you or vice versa, really think about higher learning and philosophy in a different way, expansion and growth. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the tarot now. Did I already do this? Okay, your opportunity is the devil to clear some sort of toxicity, potentially something to do with your past life, karma, restriction, okay? And your challenge is the Page of Wands. And the first thing that popped into my awareness, the first thing, like precog, was that there's a relationship coming in for you. Sometimes when I read the Page of Wands in the challenge, I'm like, oh, you're dealing with an immature individual. You're going to be dealing with a very immature individual. Now, some of you may be closing a relationship with an individual to prepare for this next past life one coming in. But what I get for most of you is there's a relationship coming in for you that's going to lack this energy. It's going to lack enthusiasm, fun. There's not a lot of fun coming in for you because there's a certain amount of work that needs to be done in a very serious way. Now, what I also get is the Page of Wands in your challenge, and then you have Saturn. Like these energies don't get along. The Page of Wands does not really get along with the Saturn. And I feel like there's a relationship coming into your life where for some of you, you're going to be the serious one and they're going to be more immature. But for most of you, I feel like it's almost like a relationship that that you have to deal with that may sap the fun out of you. Now, just because I'm saying it's not going to be fun doesn't mean it's not going to be full of synchronicity and magic, which it is. But magic and synchronicity are not always fun if you're really attuned to it to the degree that you could be. Because we live in a universe of polarity still. And here's the thing as well. I do get this message for you very strongly that you have Saturn. What do you need more of? South node of the moon and Saturn, and then the 9th house. When it comes to creating the new earth, there may be a philosophy that you, Aquarius, are meant to bring to people who have recently had an awakening, who want to create the new earth, who look at the structures around society and we're like, this is all bullshit. But here's the thing, there's some people that think we're just going to randomly wake up into a new earth because everyone's going to be singing Kumbaya around a tree and it's going to be all this fluffy, serious thing, right? Page of Wands energy in your challenge. But what I'm telling you is, in order to create a new earth, we're going to have to do some serious work. Saturn isn't fun. And the ninth house has to do with philosophy. So there is this idea, Aquarius, of maybe people that you're surrounding with in the spiritual world that have this, a little bit of a naive view of the world. Very Neptunian, idealist, no, we're just going to go create a new earth in the woods and, disentangle from the government. How's that going to go for you, though? You don't think they're ever going to go? Now, some of you think I'm paranoid and you just don't understand how the world works. You just don't, because trust me, this world is stranger than fiction. You're being monitored 24/7. Do you understand that? If you can see this video, you are being monitored 24/7. I don't mean by spirit. Okay? And it's not just for the marketing. So you can buy a little thing. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is this. I know that I'm ranting. You may need to remind people that we're going to have to go through hell before we reach heaven. There's going to be a collapse, a potential world war, before we have new earth. Now, everyone is entitled to their own philosophy and their own opinion, but I have the gift of prophecy, and I'm telling you it's going to get worse before it gets better. So the idea, whether this has to do with your personal life, but because Aquarius is linked to the community and the collective, and you have the Saturn, South Node, 9th house, you know how this is going to go down. You know how society works. You know how political stuff runs. Even if you're not into politics, you have an inherent knowing as an Aquarius. You know how all of this goes. And there's a lot of fluff balls out there. Maybe they're ruled by Venus. Maybe they're ruled by Neptune, who really think that we're just going to go in an upward spiral. I mean, look what's happening in the Middle East right now, folks. I know that I haven't even gotten to the tarot, but it's more important, Aquarius. It's more important. There's something that you need to remind people, whether it's an individual in your life or whether it's people who have, you connecting with other awakened people. You may need to be like, hey, I think your love and light philosophy is a little damaging right now. I think it's a little bit bypassy right now. I think it's a little bit, self-centered. So whatever you're going to be doing may not feel fun. So let's continue. When it comes to your overall general energy for this week, nothing really special is going on the surface. And the way I do these readings, this is like the surface level energy. You have the 3 of Wands, you have the 8 of Swords, and you have the 6 of Pentacles here. This is a little bit of trapped energy, like waiting, but you can't. You're still trapped. There may be something you're waiting on, and this may be a relationship. This may be a past life relationship that, for some of you, is at long distance that you're waiting for. And it just feels like this week, oh my God, I'm just trapped. I'm just stuck. Like, just not much going on, brother. But you do have a lot going on. And you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is about giving, receiving. It's about gratitude. It's about an even give and exchange. So, you're balancing your life out, moving through a little bit of a mundane week. But here's where it gets interesting. When it comes to what you don't see coming, I just get grounded, serious relationship coming in for you. You have the Lovers, you have the Queen of Swords, and you have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, whether this is a relationship coming in or not, I think many of you are going to fall in love. I love Saturn. Saturn gets a bad rap. Oh, it brings limitation, restriction. And when you're probably under like 30, 40 years old, that's true. But what I sense for you, if this is not to do with a relationship, and it could be both, is you falling in love with a little bit of cold seriousness. Saturn is all about don't cut any corners. Do it the hard way. So there's something that you're doing in your life that you may need to do the hard way. And once again, whether this has to relate to a personal thing in your personal life or the collective, I think there's something to remind the collective about, hey, if it were so easy to create a new earth, then maybe it wouldn't be worth doing. Maybe we need to do this the hard way and learn harsh lessons. And what I can tell you is this, whether this is you in your own life, actually, I'm not getting this for you. I'm getting this for you relating to other, whether it's the collective or other people. There's something about you reminding people that you need to do it trust me, I'm getting it right now. I'm getting the thought right now, Aquarius. I'm getting it right now. There's something here about we're going to hit a whack a tree at 70 miles an hour. Things are going to get worse before they get better. So if you see people that are fake, you see people that are lying, they just don't understand, maybe. You have the innate wisdom as Aquarius that, yeah, it's going to get serious, okay? It's going to get serious. And whether this is a serious relationship, listen, some of you just don't apply it to the collective if you don't care, if it's not resonating. It's either the relationship or your attitude to the collective and your own past life. It's just so much going on. There's so much going on, even though it doesn't seem like it. But then here we go. When it comes to your advice from Spirit, I don't know why that's giving me joy, like, wow. But you have this 8 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups. I like that. Here's the thing. There's something about the past. The 6 of Cups it's all over the reading. The number 6 has to do with the past, but the 6 of Cups has to do with nostalgia, the past, your roots, your home, your ancestry. But in this case, potentially a past life relationship. That is going to make you very happy, and that is going to come in very quickly. And the advice is to communicate. If you're in a relationship with someone this week, which seems to be serious, not really fun, but you feel like it's going to expand you, and you feel like maybe there's something karmic here, talk to them. Just talk to them. And if it's not to do with that, then this is you communicating about how you want the world to go. The 9 of Cups is to do with magic, manifestation, and also synchronicity. But this is to do with open communication, and this has to do with the past. So there's either a past life relationship coming in for you very quickly, or some of you are really going to have to remind the world that, hey, what happened to Saturn? I mean, I love Saturn. I have a Saturn, Sun, Venus conjunction in my chart, which basically means that I'm not going to have a good time until, I'm a serious being. I think that's why you get along with me, but what I'm telling you is for you, it's more interesting. So let's just continue to focus on you. And I do feel that when it comes to this new relationship coming into you, you have a very important... both of you are going to teach each other important philosophies, but it's going to seem limited and it's going to seem karmic for most of you. So for most of you, I don't know what this is. There may be someone coming in who's going to give you a philosophy that's based on the past, that's out of date, it's not good, and you're just going to be like, I'm not doing this. But be careful, because when we deal with past life karmic relationships, both of you are here to teach you. Both of you, whoever this new relationship is, both of you are coming together to teach each other, to exchange energetic files about philosophy and worldview, because you need what they have a little bit. Don't mistake it that, oh my God, I'm just going to abandon my own self. You're not going to do that in Aquarius anyway. You already know you're smarter than this this person. But there's something about you giving a philosophy to someone and them being like, okay, but innerly rejecting it, and you doing the same thing, and then bam, what happens? You enter into a karmic relationship. So in order to avoid that, what medicine does this person coming into your life that feels faded, karmic, oh my God, old issues are coming up. So whether this is a past life relationship or this is just your old issues coming up as a result in a relationship, what is the medicine inherent? Because it's the best quote and the way to end war and the way to, like, one of the best Abraham Lincoln quotes that just came into my head is like, oh yeah, I don't like that guy. I must not know him good enough. We are all the same. If you're afraid of demons, find the demon in yourself. If you're afraid of serious people, find the serious person within yourself. We are in a mirror hologram. Everything is a mirror. It's all connected, Aquarius. And so what I'm trying to say is something that my words are not allowing me to say because it's deeper than I could say, but I think you're feeling it. Thank you, thank you. So with that being said, I'm not going to clarify anything. I think that this is giving you everything you need to know. Life's about to get real trippy. I know you got it.